What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing hats. I'm going to be using the hat heat press today. These are the Yupong snapback hats, the classics. I got 4 camouflage ones here and a red and black one. You can get these at Jiffy Shirts. You can get these on Amazon. You can get these things pretty much anywhere. I'll hold it up for you guys to see it. So what I'm going to be doing is just like these ones here. I'm going to be putting the patch on it, the fake leather patch. This one I actually used HTV. I don't have a laser engraver or anything like that. So I'm going to be using the patches, and I'm going to be using DTF transfers, black DTF transfers, to put the patches onto the hats with this today. A little bit different than what I normally do. I have all my transfers right here from Ninja Transfers, and I got it the same size made as the other one. I got about probably 20 of them here, and like I said, I got the patches. Let me grab the patches. I'll get them out. I'll leave the links to everything in the description. I got 2 different color patches here. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to try out the other color because I've been using this one. These have the adhesive on the back. You have to rip the little bit of plastic off of it before you heat press them. I got these also off of Amazon. Very cheap. I got a whole big pack of them. I think it was maybe like 10 bucks. They weren't expensive at all, and I haven't had any problems with these patches. These have been on here for a while. I used the hat heat press, the Amazon heat press, and I haven't had any problems with it lifting or anything like that. I've wore them already, wore them in the weather. I'm not having any problems. So I'm going to get the heat press warmed up, and I'm going to get right into the video. Okay, guys, so I got my heat press up to temperature. Like I said, there's a film over top of this adhesive that you want to rip off. So I'm going to leave that on for right now. But like I said, I got them the same size. I'm going to take my DTF transfer, and I'm going to press this all at the same time. What I have on here right now, so you guys know, is so I don't get the markings in it from this. And also I need it to give pressure to the back of the shirt, or to the back of the hat. Yeah, I'm saying shirts. So that's why I use this. I put just a regular, it was from the dollar store snow hat, and I cut off the sleeve of a t-shirt. So it gives me round edges, and it also gives me that back pressure when I have it on here. I'll show you guys that in a minute. So what I'm going to do with my DTF transfers, I'm going to take them, I'm going to tape them onto here, onto the hat, and just press it on that way. I'm going to do it all at once. So I want to get this the adhesive off of this first, just so I don't have to worry about that anymore. This is the only thing I find with these patches that is a pain, because you have the little bit around where the stitch is, so you got to get that off also. I have my temperature setting at 310 for 12 seconds. It's the recommended for the DTF transfer. These usually you could heat press these. They have the low temp adhesive, usually around 270. So I don't try to go too much higher, because I don't want to basically leave any burn marks or anything like that in it. And this is my first time actually doing DTF transfers with these patches. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna take the cardboard out of the hat here. I also have a lot of layers that I throw on this. For these Amazon heat presses, everybody asked me what it is. It did not come with a name. I got it years ago. It was just a press on Amazon. But I looked up later on that it looks like the Vivor heat presses, so I'm going to say it comes from Vivor, which is probably the same quality as this. Okay, we're up to temperature on that, so let me put this here. The high temp heat tape I got off Amazon also. So I'll put this on here. These presses, they're pretty good as long as you have a temp gun, and you just take your time with these Amazon heat presses. They're an easy way to start off making hats. Like I said, I don't have an embroidery machine, anything like that, so I do the patches for right now. Patches, or I do DTF. I have other videos on that stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line my patch up first where I want it. Make sure I center it up. I'll hold these all up for you guys at the end. Which is gonna be like right around there. I'm only going, which I'll show you this other hat, I'm only going about a 1/2 inch up. I don't wanna go any higher up. That's, I think, a good spot for it. Then I'm gonna take my transfer here. I'm gonna put my high temp tape right over top of it. Just like that. I'm gonna line that up in the patch where I want it. Just make sure it's not crooked here. And that way I'm just getting them both at the same time. I want to make sure everything's all nice and lined up, centered. Looks like everything's good and centered up on this. I got, let's see here. Yeah, we're good. Just want to make sure all my stuff is all lined up. Little measuring tape here. So I can make sure this is all lined up where I want it to be at. Like I said, I'm only going about 1/2 inch from the brim of the hat. Everything looks good. I'm just making sure everything's good, because once these stick, that's it. And I also have parchment paper. I use a piece of cotton, Teflon sheet, so I don't singe the hat. All right, that looks good to me. So I'm gonna put my Teflon sheet over it. Put it on this side. And then I'm gonna put my fabric over it. And I'm gonna put it up more on the bill here. So that way the heat press will come down and it won't be touching any of the cap here. Make sure everything's good. It's good enough for me. Check it one more time. Alright. This goes. Put a little bit more pressure on. I'm not going to go crazy heavy pressure. Just enough to lock this all in. If I got to give it a second press, I will. Pull it up. These DTF transfers, they are the easy peel from Ninja Transfers. You can peel them cold or hot. I'm gonna let this cool down, and then I'm gonna peel it off and see if I have to re-hit it again. Also, when you get done, push your corners down. I'm gonna let that cool off, and then I'll peel the tape off. Alright guys, so this is cooled down enough to the touch. I'm going to pull this tape off slow, just like I would with any DTF transfer. And I'm gonna hit this again. It didn't come up bad at all. I'm actually gonna hit this one more time. I'm gonna make sure I cover it with the Teflon sheet. I'm actually probably going to put the parchment paper over it this time. And what's nice about this little heat press is it's got this lever with the springs on it where you could lock the hat in, which helps out with everything. It actually stuck real good, but I'm still gonna hit it with a second press just to make sure it's in there. Let me grab some parchment paper. Got my piece of parchment paper right here. Put that over it first. Same thing, I'm gonna throw my Teflon sheet over it. This is just so I'm not scorching the hat or anything like that. And then I'm gonna throw my fabric over it. Just like that. Hit it again, put a little bit heavier pressure on it. Just to lock it in. I'm gonna take it up now. And I'm gonna push on my corners. They're not popping up, I'm just making sure that they're staying down. Just to make sure why it's still hot. And that DTF transfer, that stuck to that real good. This is a simple, easy way you can make some extra money on the side. That came out real good. Pull that off for you guys. There you go. I could see. I thought that was lifting. No, there's no lifting on it. You could see it if I could hold it up in the camera. And there's no really, you could see a tiny bit of the glue, but nothing crazy. I'll hold these hats up all at the end. Let that one cool off. All right, I'm gonna start getting these other ones. Do the same thing. I'm probably gonna cut these transfers up a little bit just to make it easier for myself with the tape. They already pre-cut them, but if I could probably cut a little bit more off, it might be easier for me. So I'm gonna cut these up and then I'm gonna start getting these other hats going. All right, guys, I'm gonna hit this red one up next. I took the cardboard out of it. I got my tape here. The only thing I don't really like about these patches, and I'm not gonna bullshit, is the quality of where they come with the, I'm gonna say it's the last stitch going over it. I don't like that about it. But I mean, for how cheap they are, it's not, you can notice it, but it's not that bad. Next time I order these, I'm gonna try to get something with a little better quality. But like I said to you guys, this is my first time really even messing with these DTF transfers on these hats. I'm just getting into doing hats. I've been doing it off to the side a little bit, but I wanted to add something more, which one of my last orders I actually threw in some hats. And now they're actually going to be ordering more hats, so it has its benefits to it. Just make sure this is lined up. Then I got my tape on there to hold it down. I just don't want it to be too off. Just check it, make sure. That one's a little lower than I want it to be. And this is all inexpensive stuff. These transfers I got, I can even tell you guys the price at the end. I'm not sure right off the bat, right off the head. But all this stuff, this hat press, I think it goes for about $100. It's the Vivor one now. The transfers, the tape, this is all stuff that you could save up for. And pretty much, like I said, if you just work any basic job, you could afford any of this stuff. It's not like getting into a big heat press, anything like that. These are good for just, you know, giveaway gifts, things like that. You don't have to start a hat business. It's always good to make extra money though. That's the only thing with this Amazon press. The different hats I use, sometimes I just have to use the platen that's on there, and sometimes I got to do exactly what I'm doing right now. Is putting the extra padding on there. line that up. I just want it to be straight on here. I will leave the links to everything in the description that I'm using right now. There we go. Same thing with it. Teflon sheet. I use the parchment paper after. That's for the DTF transfer. That on there. Run it through full press, let it cool down, peel it off, or like you could do a hot peel, but I want to let the adhesive cool down too on the patch. I'm gonna let that cool down, push on my corners. And right where the seam is, because this is a 6-panel hat. All right, I'm gonna let that cool down. I'll peel that off. Okay guys, this one cooled off now. So I'm gonna peel this off. Just nice and slow. I don't want to rip up the patch because I'm gonna hit it again. It looks like these corners are popping up, but they're not. You can see it in there. I'm gonna hit this one again, put a little bit more pressure on it just to make sure it's locked in. These are coming out real nice though. I'm gonna do this last one here. I have these other ones, but I'm gonna do this one and then I'm gonna hold these up for you guys. So I'm gonna do my parchment paper again. Teflon sheet. There is silicone mat you can get for these. I have one. I haven't got into using it yet. This is just the way I've been doing it and it's been working out for me. I'm gonna put a little bit more pressure on it. Lock that in, let it go for another 13 seconds. And then I'm gonna push down all the corners and everything while it's still hot, just to make sure. These patches, they got good adhesive on them just for being Amazon patches. And it helps out a lot when you got that extra padding behind it. Everything seems like it went down good. All right, I'll hold these up for you guys. That one came out nice. This is just so you guys get a good view of them. It's not bad. The DTF transfers. Even if you're just making hats for yourself, they came out real nice. And like I said, I'll leave the links, but even these hats were pretty cheap. I think they were like $7, $8. That's the only thing I don't like about it is the extra stitching there where they end the stitch at. All right, guys, that was just a quick video for you. Like I said, using DTF transfers from Ninja Transfers. I actually took the patch, put it in Adobe Illustrator. I scanned it, got the size of it, measured it all up, put the measurements in Adobe Illustrator. Then I was able to form my logo into that, and that's how I ended up doing it. And I was able to do it, like I said, with the HTV. Also, I cut it out in the Cricut. That was the first one I did. And I was like, well, I don't want to weed them small letters and everything. So then I went and switched it to DTF. Came out awesome. That's that one. That's the other one. So that was just a quick video for you guys on how to use DTF transfers and patches on hats. So I hope this video helps anybody out there. So if you guys would like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to keep coming out with some more of this content, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.